up, y'all? This is Isaac. These are my pet hedgehogs, and you're now tuned into my OnlyNoise interview.
Alright, what's up, y'all? This is an OnlyNoise interview. We are here with my man Isicle, and I'm gonna let you tell the people what you like to do.
Yeah. So I'm Isaac, or Isicle. We're in my studio right now, and I like to make music, DJ, build stuff, whatever really gets me off artistically. Just whatever I feel like doing that day. So, yeah.
And you've built this entire room, right?
Yeah, I mean,
you've done pretty much everything.
I built pretty much everything in this room except for the instruments and the couch back there. So,
yeah, it's a really dope setup. And one of the main reasons I wanted to do like these interviews and really start to get into interviews is to show, you know, our fan base like how people work creatively, or like and really try to feature some people's like their own like creative spaces and everything too. So it's really dope. I know, like you said, we started working together DJ wise years ago, didn't we?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Do you remember what the like first show was? I was trying to think of it earlier, and I like could not think of like the first one.
No. Oh man. No, I don't remember. I don't. We've done a lot of them. And you do like an event every day, so like,
I know.
It's
It's weird now not doing events all the time, like being that obviously COVID and everything.
But like as an artist that likes doing lots of different stuff, like I kind of started doing DJing because there's a need for it. So like I can make money off of it, you know, doing weddings and stuff, and then at the time like doing little events around the city helped me, you know, get a little extra cash in my pocket. But also it's always been a need for artists, and like whether I'm DJing or like, you know, playing their tracks and maybe giving feedback on the performance and like, you know, if they ask for it type of thing. But there's a lot of things that the DJ does or the sound guy does to like elevate an artist's performance. And so like not only did I like, you know, see a need to like DJ and play their songs, but there's also like a lot of work that goes into that part in the process. And
it's crazy when if you do an event like and an artist pulls up with his own DJ, or like somebody, you know, that they have like a whole set build or like, you know, planned pauses or things like that. Like it just adds so much more to a performance, like when you're prepared to do things like that.
Yeah.
So do you like, you said you DJ weddings. I know you do a lot of weddings, or used to do a lot of weddings because of COVID.
I still do a lot of weddings.
You still do a lot?
They all got rescheduled, so like I think I did like 12 or 13 this year.
Okay.
I was super busy. I think I did 7 in October.
Do you like wedding DJ or show DJ?
Well, honestly, I like the show DJ for the aspect of like it's relaxed and it just kind of like, especially in like downtown Dayton, you can like hang out with people, say what's up to people. Wedding DJ, you get a lot more money.
Right.
So like
they
I
pay
my bills,
more.
you know. But also like wedding DJs are kind of fun because at this point my clients, they really like my style. So like I have like a really funky upbeat style, and you know, I play music at your shows, and like I always kind of go the EDM route.
It's always a little different.
Yeah, I always gotta go a little like little funky, a little different than like only ratchet hip hop.
But people like it.
Yeah,
like,
so like that's kind of
it's a cool mix, and it puts like your own personal spin on like events that you do.
But that's kind of my wedding DJ style. It's a little more electronic, and like if you mix like top 40 pop music into like a little bit of trap, a little bit of house, it's kind of like that perfect blend of, you know, all crowds like it. So that I'd say I like weddings more. But yeah, I mean, like I like hip hop too. Weddings, I feel like at this point, my clients really like what I like. So like I don't like doing weddings that just from a random person that doesn't know me, because they'll just ask for like some BS, you know. But
every song played at every wedding all the time.
Yeah, exactly. Like I try not to play stuff that people hear at weddings, because it's just like.
Do you ever get nervous DJing weddings? Because like I mean I do photography and video stuff, and like I feel like there's a shit ton of pressure on us sometimes. Like, do DJs feel the same way with weddings?
Yeah.
I mean, mess up the first song played.
Like... I know. Yeah. I mean, I've done like over 100 weddings, so like at this point I'm a little more comfortable. But especially getting on the mic, like I was never a very like outspoken person. Like I always kind of had like different speech impediments, and like my parents always tell me like speak up and like you're mumbling that shit, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So like so doing the announcements and pronouncing people's names to like come in and then also like mixing
those.
Yeah, I know. And so like I really have to get there like way before, like hours early, and just like get in my zone, get everything set up, make sure nothing could go wrong, that I'm in control of. And then I sit there and I go meet the couple and meet the all of their bridesmaids and groomsmen, and I make sure that I can pronounce their names, and I just like
feel a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah, just like get as comfortable as I can, and so I can enjoy the night, because I mean it's a party. So like if you treat it like a party and you're comfortable, and it's really fun.
Oh yeah.
But we don't have to talk about weddings the whole time.
We want to talk about weddings. Well, we can talk about. I guess some of the stuff. I really want to focus on like some of the stuff that you have in this room, because it's so cool. How many different instruments like do you play? Like, or like I know you do tons of different production, tons of different like everything. Do you have like a favorite or?
Yeah, I mean I don't play that many instruments. If you count like each
It's
individual,
they're all keyboards.
So like I play drums. I started off on drums, so I'm pretty decent at drums, and I'm like getting there with piano. So like different styles of piano, whether it be like jazz or like just like synthesizer piano. There's lots of different styles that people play in, but I can really mimic like a electric bass or like a funk bass with synthesizers. But yeah, I mean there's like, I don't know, there's like probably a couple dozen different keyboards in here.
I was gonna say, yeah, you got a bunch of stuff going on.
Yeah, these are old electric pianos. So this is a Fender Rhodes, and then this is a Wurlitzer electric piano. These are one of the oldest instruments. These are from the 70s. These are like
still works. You can still play on them and everything.
Well, it still works. These are worth a lot, and like add a lot to like my brand, and like just getting to be able to play the actual physical thing is really fun. So yeah, if I played these right now, you'd recognize the sound of them. The rest of these are kind of different analog synthesizers. You can really make whatever electronic noise with them, really.
Right. It's kind of like, I mean, people can cook up a beat on a computer without ever touching an instrument, like just doing everything. But there's some authenticity to playing the actual like instrument and sound you're going for.
Yeah, I'm like what people like to call a DAW-less, well, not fully DAW-less producer, but like a DAW is like Fruity Loops or Logic Pro or Ableton. But I try to make beats outside of the computer as much as I can. So like when I go out to a show, I can bring a couple of drum machine, a synthesizer, a sequencer, and I don't have to have any computers or anything to like sit there and look at a screen. I can be a little more interactive with the instruments and stuff. So yeah, I can be DAW-less, as they call it, or I can record on the computer. I got my mixer over here, so I'm naturally a DAW like producer. Like I'm really good with Logic Pro, but at some point, just staring at a screen all day is just kind of like
I gotta get away from that.
Yeah.
Like I literally, so my little setup, I've gone the opposite instead of because I do the video and photo and every other ads and everything. So I am sitting in front of like computer screens all the time, which does kind of suck. I need to get away from the screen time sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't even make music, and I would want to like make music in here. Like
it's fun. It's fun because like especially during quarantine, we can get into this more, but like during quarantine, I really just settled with the fact that I'm not necessarily gonna make money from music, and like I'm good financially with like DJing and woodworking and stuff, and like let me just like enjoy music for what it is, and like not worry about the amount of money I put into it and get out like. And like the most fun way to make music for me is to get away from the computer and just to like mess around with everything. So instead of like tweaking that preset or that knob on Massive or whatever synthesizer you have in your computer as a producer, I'm doing it live, and then I'm like more in tone with the music and stuff. Like you mentioned video, even I have like a video synthesizer that creates graphics for me. The little red one.
The
So
little for like the little stuff that you do with the live beat mixing and things like graphics that pop up and everything.
Yeah, like it creates little graphics and different colors and stuff, and
I'm gonna have to
like,
give me one of them.
Yeah, I'll just show you too. But yeah, I mean, like I bought like a 65-inch screen that I'll bring out to shows eventually. That like I'll be able to tweak the graphics on and stuff. So I'm like trying to embrace the realness of like all of that. But I mean, if you have a computer and you make fire beats, like there's nothing wrong with that
Keep
either.
doing it.
I mean, like yeah, especially if you're successful and you want to minimize, the space you take up, and like I'm like Ableton producers, like you can do so much in Ableton. Like I'm all for it, but this is me. So,
this is you.
Yeah.
This is you. It's authentic you. And I think one thing you just kind of touched on it. We've talked about it. I know before me and you have talked about it. But like your views as like an artist, like I remember when you first started like making music or wanting to get into music, you had like your dream or vision of being like the most famous musician and artist. But like as time goes on, like and I don't want to say it's unachievable or like anything like that, but like you start to realize like where you can fit into like a niche or like find what makes you happy and like be able to pay your bills and like do things like that.
Oh, man, I mean, going to bed every night and just being unsatisfied with where you are in your music career is like after 10 years, it can be really put a lot of weight on you. And not that you shouldn't still dream and still like, I would love to tour the world and play music, but at the same time, like if I did that, then I couldn't like, sit and sip coffee with you.
Right.
Come wake up every morning in my little neighborhood in East Dayton and then wake up and like do whatever I want. So like there's advantages to everything. So like I'm just trying to look at things a little more positively, like whatever it may be. So, and I mean the statistics or whatever of like me making it as an artist is not so good, even though it could happen. And if I work harder, it will increase my chances. It's just, I don't know, I'm just trying to enjoy where I'm at. At 26, that's kind of where I'm at. So.
And that's one thing we've talked about, like, on a few of these other interviews, or, like, me and Jive, like, when we hang out with different people and talk to them, we ask them what their view of success is.
Yeah.
So, like, I mean, I guess we've pretty much answered kind of maybe your view of success to where, you're happy doing what you can do and pay your bills and and that's how that's how I live my life. Like I don't make a ton of money, but it is dope just to be able to wake up and do whatever you want to do. Be happy doing it.
Yeah, that's like a golden place to be. It's hard to really hone in on how important that is, but like I mean
it's big.
Yeah, it's rough. So
major key, DJ Khaled.
It's a major key as an artist.
Major key.
Yeah.
Woodworking is a big thing for you. What's your favorite thing to make?
Man, I'm really lazy with woodworking. I like to make the quickest thing I can. So like, all these tables and all the diffusers.
Your sound diffusers are awesome, and I know that's like I know you sell a lot of sound diffusers to different artists and studios and stuff.
Those are fun to make. I like making stuff that is like as quick as possible and I get the most results. And that's not really the way I look at other art, but with woodworking, it's like you could spend the rest of your life working on woodworking, just like any other art, but like woodworking is like, I mean, it's like so old as a craft, like people have been doing it forever, and you can get so into like the detailed way that people do it. But I just like that I can, if I have an idea for like a piece of furniture in my house or like a little like
build your own coffee table.
Yeah, if I just need a coffee table or someone else needs a coffee table, like I just like that I can go out and make one and like, make something new that time. So my favorite thing to build is my favorite thing I build is my DJ table. Maybe we can post some videos of pictures.
With the, you got the lights?
Yeah, the light bulbs. And I during quarantine, I built a new one, actually, that like folds apart and stuff. So like
a completely separate, or did you like a whole
it's
new
completely
table?
Separate. Yeah, the other one, I gotta figure out what to do with it. But yeah, it's sitting in my shed. But yeah, I built a whole new one, and we can drop pictures or something. But it like comes apart and stuff, and I'm really happy with that. It took me like 3 days just like probably 60 hours just sitting.
Actually, I remember when we first started doing shows together, and we were at therapy, and you always brought your table.
It's
And like
funny.
it's funny because therapy, you know, they have their own like DJ booth like up off to the side, and you're like, no, like we're gonna be on stage. I got my table. It's gonna look good. It's gonna add more to the show, and I'm like, it really does. Like
Yeah.
when everything's going on like right there in
Yeah.
front of you.
It's funny too because I played like a tiny show up in Springfield recently, and I specifically was telling the promoter like I don't want to be on stage or inside at all. And it's just crazy to think about. That was probably the first show because I think
It might have been.
Yeah, so we met up for coffee.
Yep.
That's how we met. So we met up for coffee, and we were just talking about
Press Coffee Bar, right?
Yeah, Press Coffee Bar.
It's always Press.
yeah, and we were just talking about all our different past relationships with hip hop and dating and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, I think I brought the table because at the time I was like I want to get my name out there.
Right.
Now I'm like I don't want my name out there as a DJ, and I'm like this is what I'm saying. Like I have to be comfortable with myself. Like I go out and chase this shit, and then I turn around the next day. I'm like I don't even want this. I don't even want this. So that's why it's so important that I'm comfortable with who I am because I'm like I don't need to be a DJ. I don't need like everyone to like think I'm the best at everything and all that. Like that's just my ego. So, but yeah, I mean I'm glad I elevated the show, but that was like me like trying to get in on the the hype of whatever it was. So, but now if I do a show, like I'm in the back, like I just want to help out, and then like when I play a set, then I want to be on stage. But like,
are you still doing band work?
I don't.
Isicle and the Gang.
Yeah, I haven't done that for a while.
Okay.
It was really fun when we did it.
How many projects did you guys do?
We actually didn't record anything.
Really?
I had made an album like right before we released that it was like a super funky album that had a bunch of horns in it and stuff, and it really worked well for the live band. At the time I was like pretty awful at singing and pretty awful at playing keys, so like the band was like me kind of just like riding on the backs of all these like really good musicians, and every time we played a show I would kind of leave the show kind of upset with myself, like I didn't have control of my own show because I wasn't playing how I wanted, and then maybe like because I wasn't playing how I wanted, I couldn't communicate to the band like what I wanted them to exactly do. So like it was a great learning experience. Someday I'll bring back a band and stuff, but right now for live shows I do lots of different looping and sequencing and stuff. So
cool.
But, yeah, the band was a lot of fun, but yeah.
You can never beat like going to like a live band show. Yeah. Like just all the live instruments, especially a sax. Like I'm in love with the saxophone. Yeah. That's my favorite instrument.
I think the crowd at that show when we played was a little bit surprised. It was like, what is going on here?
I want to say the flyer for that show just popped up on my memories.
Yeah, because Zoo Trippin'.
Like a few days ago. Wait, it was the Zoo Trippin' show?
Mm-hmm.
That was your whole band one. Did you play a solo set at one of the shows or no?
I don't think we did end up playing a solo set.
I was trying to.
Yeah, I think we talked about it, but I think during quarantine, I think it was gonna be something later on. But yeah, I'm happy to wait to play solo sets because I'm like getting better and stuff. But yeah, that was a crazy show. And then yeah, you had that band from Indiana come. Mm-hmm. Really impressed me.
Okay, so that was the show that the flyer popped up because
that you wanted me to play.
That I wanted you to play, but I
was
think
like,
you DJ'd.
They didn't feel me last time.
Yeah.
I don't want to play it.
Okay.
And I was like, damn. And then they played. I was like, I should have
played
played the
show. The blue flyer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's the one that just popped up.
Gotcha.
So what's next for Isicle?
I have an EP.
Isaac, I
yeah,
guess.
it's just Isaac at this point, really. At this point, you can follow me on Instagram. I have a lot of different videos I release every week. So I have a weekly video called 2 Channel Tuesday, and it's really just like basic ass beats I'm making in 1 minute, and I loop it all in front of you, make it all from scratch so that it just like has an authentic of a beat making process so you can see like I'm playing everything. So I have that. It's just 2 channels, so it's 2 instruments. So I try to like make those either here or like I have one at Bubble Tea Food Truck releasing tomorrow, and I'm trying to go to different like venues during the quarantine and just kind of like spotlight the different dating businesses and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So and then I'll have like a Funk Friday coming out here soon where I just kind of like get on the drums and on the Wurlitzer or the Rhodes and I play a little bit of funk just for like a minute, and I'm trying to just really kind of show people all the different stuff I can do and just kind of like flex the different stuff I do.
Right.
And I mean on Instagram or TikTok or wherever you are, like that's kind of where we're at, where you're probably not gonna like watch something more than a minute. So like until I can get a little bit more people like kind of like effing with me a little bit,
tuning in and paying attention.
And then I'll release the EP I've been writing for the last year, which is kind of like an indie pop hip hop thing. Where
now your last project you dropped, when was that?
I released Living Room, over a year ago in August, and before that had been my first project in 2 years even before that. So
and I would say Living Room was like your story for real, right? Like it was a lot of like your journey that you've had. I know you talk about like getting sober.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's something that you want to talk about now.
Yeah. So Living Room. I mean, I feel like making music for me and writing lyrics, especially, like I could make beats all day, like the 2 Channel Tuesdays, whatever I do. Like I can make beats all day, but writing lyrics are hard for me because in music, I kind of feel like people just write about the same stuff all the time, and for me, like I just really want to make sure it's something that, if it's not necessarily like in context to my life at that point, it's something that's new and something that isn't written about a lot. So, I wrote about like just like being depressed at night on Sunday night, and then For So Long is about getting sober, and me and my girlfriend just getting sober and just being comfortable with being sober. Like I think that's
like the whole vibe of the interview, like the comfortability with like yourself and what you're doing.
Yeah. I mean, like that's so important because being comfortable being sober is more important, because like I know a ton of people that have gotten sober from whether drugs or alcohol or whatever, but like when you're used to smoking or drinking at a party or at a show, like we're kind of used to.
As I wear my High Times hat.
No, I mean like and so like as you get comfortable with whatever you're doing at a show, like once you get out of that, then you're like, well, is this thing that I'm doing, whether it's you take a shot every time you play a show, or you light up every time you record, like is this what's making me comfortable? And because I'm not comfortable with myself, I try to live life in a way that like no strings attached to anything. Like if I take out this certain thing in my life, like I can still be me.
Right.
And so like going to parties and being around people, and like that was really hard for me for a really, really long time because of that. So that song kind of talks about that, and I'm glad you kind of noticed that, because my whole vibe is trying to get you to be comfortable with yourself and like just figure out how to be happy with where you are in life, because I feel like right now in the world and the culture there's a lot of like complaining about where you are, and there's almost like everyone I feel like is trying to scare you into being uncomfortable.
Right.
Like,
and you see, I mean, people now have like anxiety and depression and like everything just with like COVID and just you're constantly staring at a phone screen and looking at the world around you rather than like looking at yourself and how to make your own self happy and be comfortable in your own skin. So I think your message is very like powerful as an artist. And it's really cool.
Yeah, those things are all super real. Like every single thing you just mentioned is one of the realest things. But what are you gonna do about it? It's often that what we do about it is making it worse. So I mean, whatever way that if you're listening and you know what that is that you think like is adding to that, whether it's like your eating habits or you just don't drink enough water, something similar to that, like all these things are adding.
Drink water.
Yeah,
drink your water.
Drink some water. Like if you're gonna drink alcohol, at least drink some water. So
vodka water combo.
Dude, I know. Yeah. So, but yeah. Anyways, yeah. I always kind of get into self-help because I just like I started music with a Christian background actually. So like I was like my first album, if you look it up on iTunes, is like there's like a bunch of gospel messages and like it's me like going through relationships, like like from a Christian perspective and all this stuff, and like 7, 8 years later, I'm still kind of like in the zone of trying to like help people and bring positivity, but it's, not from that perspective, So I've always kind of like want to help people with my music, I guess.
I feel like music for people is like a big escape. Like whether you're a music listener or a music artist, like I know a lot of music artists, that say, they don't really talk about their feelings or anything. They just they put it directly into songs, and that's like their release for them, and that it's off their chest. And a lot of people, when they're going through stuff, just put the headphones on and listen to music.
Yeah.
So music is a huge escape for a lot of people, and that's dope.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Yeah, right now I just enjoy, like, I haven't released a song in over a year, and right now it's my escape for, whether it's me down here watching Spider-Man while I work on my scales, like, it's whatever it is, like, for me it's always been an escape.
You had a dope little vibe when I came in this morning. You had the music going, incense burning, coffee brewing. A dope little morning.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I wanted to host well, so yeah.
Well, shit. So, are you trying to build, I guess, like your YouTube platform the most, or like where do you want people listening to this? Yeah. Obviously, you want them to go follow you on like all of your channels and networks.
Yeah,
and things, do you have one that you're like focusing on right now?
Yeah, probably Instagram. Instagram mainly because I'm trying to post there like every day by the end of the year, which as a content creator that gets kind of hard if you're actually putting out shit. So
constantly stay on top of it. It's almost like I need to go do a photo shoot and then like stockpile 400 photos. Dude, I know. And, like, in order to be able to post all the time and keep it.
Yeah, but I think I can do it. And right now I'm posting 3 times a week. I have a lot of cool stuff, builds on camera. But I have a TikTok, Isicle.wave. I just started. So actually TikTok is where I'm posting DJ snippets. So I'm not having that anywhere else. So if you want to have see little transitions, like 20-second transitions that I have at weddings from like top 40 songs, it's kind of fun on TikTok. And then, really check me out on Spotify or iTunes. It's just ISICLE. And you can check out all my discography on there.
And all that info will be in the description of the video there. Yeah. Just go scroll on down and click on that. Mm-hmm. Funny, TikTok has done a lot, I feel like, in the music community. Yeah. Which I guess I'm not super hip. I don't know like as far as if converting, to streams and whatnot, but you hear a lot of songs that have blown up on TikTok and like
you don't hear them on the radio.
It's a crazy like platform for people. Just I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago, I was scrolling through some TikToks and I heard Josiah's song Case 19, and it was like, but it was funny because that like the original sound thing at the bottom of the TikTok did not say Josiah.
What did it
say? It was like it was some person that used his song, but then they were using like their original audio, and I was just like, oh, like that's Josiah. But I went to the thing and I kept scrolling, and it was like 800,000 plays, 300,000 plays, 400,000 plays, like, and I'm like, I don't even know if he's getting credit for some of those TikTok stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. TikTok. Since I've been on there, I've noticed a lot of remixes. There's just like, which is nice for a DJ because I can go on there before I play a couple weddings and like what's like really hot right now, and I can check out these songs that aren't gonna be on the radio. They're not gonna be on top 40 streams or anything. Like as a DJ, like there's things you can go to look at for. I think that stopped, but I don't know why. That's all right.
Yeah.
Anyways, so as a DJ, you can go and like find things, but TikTok kind of helps to like find what's trending. But Josiah's on there. It's a cool tool, and I think that people are getting paid from it because I know that artists are paying TikTokers to like put their songs on and stuff. But
it's a crazy way for things to go viral. Dances, dance moves. You see all these little kids, like my little sister, she's 9, is on TikTok doing these little dances and songs and everything. So there's a lot of platforms out there that are new and like constantly new platforms to do things as an artist. I don't know where I was really going with that.
You're good. I'm on TikTok, but I'm not like making videos and taking time. I just thrown up I always, get my GoPro at a wedding and film everything. So like, if I have a wedding client, they're like, you have any mixes you can show me? Instead of like sending them like a 2-hour mix, I can just send them my TikTok and then they can see what I do, and it's real quick. Like, this is how I transition this song, and like, oh shit, that's not normal. It's pretty sweet.
That's pretty cool.
That kind of stuff, yeah.
Well, hell yeah. I think we're gonna wrap it up for today.
Yeah.
I appreciate all of you guys for tuning in. Isicle, thanks for having me. Thanks for doing this. Any last words?
Good. Y'all have a good day.
Shout out OnlyNoise.